Hey guys, making sure that you can hear me okay. I didn't hear the little beep when I clicked, so maybe I'm still attached to my Bluetooth speaker, but I hope that means you can hear me. So as I'm waiting on some folks to join on, I'm excited. Today is a beautiful day in Florida. My kiddo is still awake, but do not worry because, hey girl, okay, can you hear me? Do not worry because I gave him a snack pack full of mini Nutter Butters to keep him occupied. So I am pretty much the best mom in the world right now. He loves me so much because I just gave him cookies so I could do this live video. Because I'm so excited about it because this is kind of a topic that not a lot of people talk about. And maybe it's because there's embarrassment. Maybe there's because you have a sense of pride attached to the level of income you make, especially when it's kind of public, you know, and you could talk about it and you know who's ranked what and you know who's making what. And so sometimes it's really easy to be tempted to act like you are keeping up with the Joneses, but that can definitely spiral and eat away at you because I have gone through this journey of building and falling and rebuilding, and that's what I want to talk about today because it is a very, very, very important topic when you're talking about building a business. So I see we have about 25 people on. I'll wait a little bit longer. Hello, pretty. You're so pretty, Katie. I'll start a little bit by introducing myself because I'm sure a lot of you guys don't know me. My name is Laura Mendenhall. I live in Florida. You guys see I chose to be outside today. My husband and I have been married for 10 years. We have 2 boys, a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, both crazy and fun. If you guys follow me, you'll see that yesterday my 2-year-old got like the most ginormous knot on his head yesterday. We thought we were going to have to go to the emergency room, but we didn't. And that's pretty much just like a typical day. Didn't shake me up, didn't worry me. It's just a typical day. So if you are a boy mom, raise your hand. I got you, girl. I became a Beachbody coach in 2013. I was working in corporate America at the time. Hey Renee, hey Ashley, hey Kendry. What's up, guys? I see my team on. That's exciting. But I started as a Beachbody coach not because I was looking for coaching. Coaching kind of came to me because I needed a detox. Like I needed a change. I needed a refresh. I needed peace in my heart. I don't know if that sounds really fluffy, but I needed some kind of harmony and synergy because I felt like I was giving myself to everything other than taking care of me. I was a marketing director for a publicly traded company, managing $1 million accounts, traveling 75% of the time. I climbed the corporate ladder fast. On the outside looking in, it seemed like Laura Mendenhall. You have it together, and you could, build this career, and you could become a VP of the company and be a 6-figure earner in the business. But I saw what the VPs of the company had to sacrifice: dinners with their family, traveling full time, constant beating themselves up over missed deadlines and projections and quotas and politics within the office. And I thought, if that's what it takes to be wealthy, if that's what it takes to create wealth, I will never do that. I was bound and determined to have a family that was together, to have a home that felt safe, to be present with my husband. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to chase the corporate ladder anymore. I needed to change. So I went through this like obnoxious season where I was applying for job after job after job. This is back in 2013. And let me tell you, I applied for probably hundreds of jobs. Like at the time, I guess before I had 2 kids, I had time to make an Excel spreadsheet. And I was like, ooh, this is a job, here's the resume, here's the job, here's the cover letter. And I had like list of jobs that I had applied for. And I would check it off if I interviewed and check it off if I followed up and check it off of what they said. And guys, not one single person hired me. I was desperate to find a change. Here I am, marketing director, and I applied for places like PetSmart because I love dogs. Like who wouldn't, right? Who doesn't love playing with little puppies? And I thought, I didn't even care about the income. Like I do not care about the dip in my income at the time because I needed to find fulfillment in my career. But they didn't even hire me. And I was like, what is wrong with me? There's obviously something I don't know. So nobody hired me. So my coach, she posted this really amazing, profound post on her Facebook that got me. You guys ready? She simply said, hey, I'm doing a Shakeology detox. Anybody want to join me? Question mark. No picture, no like crazy ginormous graphic that took her 3 hours to create, no links, no applications, but it was the right time and I was the right person. She had just signed up as a coach the day before. That was probably her very first post, even publicly mentioning Shakeology, even publicly mentioning that she's with this business, Beachbody. And it was the right time and right place, and her post changed the course of my life. Because I didn't know that there was an opportunity there, but I knew that there was a need. I knew that I needed to detox every area of my life, so I simply reached out to her. Now granted, we were just acquaintances. I didn't even know this girl. Her husband and my husband and her brother used to be in a band together. So she was literally just a girl that I had met one time before, and I was like, Caitlin, I need you. Can you tell me about the Shakeology stuff? Like, I really want to start working out. I feel like it would really help me focus on where I want to go in life. Lo and behold, that's exactly where I was supposed to go in life. So fast forward 4 years later, so I've been a coach for 4 years, I was able to, oh gosh, it was amazing because I saw hope there, I saw vision there, I saw growth there. I was excited. I kind of considered it like my honeymoon stage of coaching, you know, like the first couple of months where everything's working and grooving and it's exciting and you have your warm market and people are responding to you. You get some haters and you're like, peace out. I got my new love language. Like, I got my new people. I don't need haters. Anyways, I was in this like Beachbody bubble. Exciting. Life was exciting. I was able to match my corporate income within a year. My husband unfortunately lost his job, which that shook us up, because then what happened is all of a sudden we're excited about building this new business. He's excited about growing in his career, and then all of a sudden he hit rock bottom. I hit rock bottom. The dream house that we had, we lost our dream home. We had to move in with his parents for 5 months. My dog died in my arms. I had a miscarriage. Like, this was all while building my business. So life happened to me then. Life was happening to me after I became a Beachbody coach. So it's not like after I became a coach, everything was perfect and everything was in line with where I wanted to go. It's kind of like everything made sense. I started as a Beachbody coach and then like my life was exploding before my eyes. But I had this hope and this vision of no matter what happens, no matter what storms come my way, I'm going to dig my roots deep, because I love this quote by Dolly Parton. She says, your roots grow deeper through storms. Like the deeper your roots, the more storms you can endure. And so I knew that no matter what life was going to throw at me, I was going to dig my heels into this opportunity because it felt right. Now, I'm not one to say, oh, just trust your emotions all the time and trust your gut feeling, because sometimes we can be dumb. But I looked at the facts, I look at the industry trends, I look at what statistics show me as far as where network marketing is going in this generation. I look at what statistics and facts and graphs tell me about network marketing or about business in general, about how health and wellness is really like the #1 industry you want to be in this upcoming generation. I knew that in my head, so I thought no matter what storms come my way, I'm going to dig my heels in and I'm going to make this work. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the progress I made financially that was awesome, and it pumped me up. It made so much sense, and I was like, here we go. I'm gonna be in the million club by the time I'm 4 years in this business. Like, I had it projected down to a T because I believed it was my vision, and I was like, this is gonna happen 100%. No one's gonna stop me. I'm gonna take over the world. Like, I really believed when I signed up as a coach, like just like what Lindsay Matway was talking about, just what people say, like you have to believe that you have what it takes to take it to the top. I was like, ooh, Beachbody see nothing, yeah, it's me. Now Laura's here, I'm gonna show them how it's done, right? So within 6 months of the business, I was earning $500 a week. Awesome, super exciting, right? Within 12 months of the business, I was making $1,000 a week. Within 16 months of the business, you see this climb? 16 months of the business, making $1,500 a week. 22 months in the business, making $2,000 a week. Now, Beachbody does not guarantee any level of income or success. You have to work hard. You have to have skill. You have to put in a lot of effort. There, I said it. You guys know that, of course. But because there's no guaranteed success, I think I got stuck in the mindset that I am entitled this success. And that because my income grew quickly, it looked like I was deserving of that success. Now, did I work hard? Absolutely. But what I wasn't prepared for is to have a CEO mindset, because just because I hit a certain income rank a certain income milestone does not mean that it's guaranteed to stay that way. So let me walk you guys through the last 16 months of my business and how I had this rebuilding season and what happened to my emotions, what happened to my head, what happened to my confidence, what happened not necessarily to my team because I take ownership, but we were stuck. So we were climbing up, climbing up, climbing up. The trends continue to go up. I'm a visual person, so I actually printed off some charts for you guys. You ready for this? It's gonna be backwards. It's gonna be backwards. But this is my Beachbody journey, okay? So I signed up March 2013. I don't even know if you guys can see this. You see this? Ooh, this is when it feels good. You're like, I must be doing something right. Beachbody's seen nothing yet. I'm coming for you. Everything is amazing. Like, it's so funny now to think, like, during that little month, I was like, oh, life is so hard. And then I climbed and I was like, oh, there's a little dip. What's going to happen to me? The sky is falling. And then you plateau a little bit during fourth quarter, and then boom, what happens? A New Year's resolution happens. And then, whoa, that sucked. Coming back up. And then last year, boom. So 2016, what do you guys see that happened? My income was cut in half. So 3 years into this business, seeing this climb, seeing all my buddies climb, seeing all their growth, seeing all the excitement, we were in this together, and then all of a sudden, why did my business feel like it was crashing and burning? I ask myself that a lot. I would love to actually see in the comment section if your Beachbody journey feels like that. If you feel like your income trends could look similar. I don't know. I mean, this is definitely not like a Debbie Downer depressing call, but I want to show you reality that you are, and I'm going to get into like the steps of recovery, okay? Like I have steps of recovery when you crash and burn in your income. You guys see here, these are real numbers. My income grew. There was a dip, there was a up, and then it, boom, crashed and burned. But that's the funny thing. In my head and my emotions, it felt like it was burning. It felt like it was crashing, but it wasn't. It wasn't, because I had to put my bootstraps on and make a couple of tough decisions. First and foremost, I had to think with my head and not my heart, because at that time, I feel like my emotions were not trustworthy. I feel like the stress of income. I feel like the pressure to earn a certain amount to keep up with the lifestyle that we had been developing. It was so much pressure on me that I was paralyzed. I was embarrassed. I was ashamed. I started pointing the finger at me, thinking, it must be me. I'm the bad leader. No, it's not me. It's them. It's my team who failed me. It's my team who fell through. It's my team who wasn't strong enough. So I had this blame game, and then I had this internal blame game. Then I started thinking with my head. All right, so here's another chart that I want to show you guys. Again, it's backwards, but bear with me here. This is a chart of the income trends, the economic trends of small businesses starting in year 2000 to 2015. So my son is banging on the window asking me to pop popcorn. I love you, baby. I'll be right out. Yeah. Oh, he is so cute. Oh, he is so cute. Okay. So from 2000 to 2015, this is the roller coaster of what the small business economic trends has looked like for the past 15 years. Do you guys see similarities? Dude, up and down, up and down, up and down, 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 up and down, up and down, up, up. So if I take this and I multiply this by 15 years, it's going to look very similar. So why do I think? I don't want to live in this like Beachbody la la land. I'm just going to be real with you guys. Beachbody land is when we think money is obsolete, when we think, oh, well, yes, Angel, I'm going to get you. I got you. You want help? I'm going to help you. He's pouting. I'm sorry, guys. I'm distracted. His cheeks are so big and they're so cute. But why do I think that because I'm a Beachbody coach, my growth should be any different than the economic trends of small businesses in the U.S.? It is the same, and I'm not entitled to an amazing, perfect uphill ride the entire time. I'm not saying, now let me clarify. This business is brilliant. This business is genius. This business model, the company that we're in, network marketing as a whole, if you guys do spend any time in Direct Sales Association, that website, go on there. They're going to affirm you over and over like how amazing this is for the economy overall. This is going nowhere. And as a matter of fact, with the ginormous technology boost in the past decades, there is going to be even further growth in network marketing. I did some research yesterday, and you know what's really, really awesome? Did you guys know that over 600,000 people start an at-home business every single year? Did you know that that breaks down to be every 10 seconds somebody signs up for an at-home business? So I think people want it. People are saying yes to somebody. But why aren't they saying yes to me? If there are 600,000 people signing up for at-home businesses, that means that is a solution that people want. In the U.S., in this world, like, people want that freedom. People want that control. People want that flexibility. Mommy, help. I swear, guys, I'm not. Hey, baby, what's up? I'm going to help you with that popcorn. It's going to be so good. You gotta wait for it. Distance makes the heart grow fonder, baby. Okay. But every 10 seconds, that's not Leland, I know, Marissa, that's actually Everett. Every 10 seconds, somebody signs up for an at-home business. So if that's the case, I'm like, why are they signing up with me? Why are they signing up with me? And maybe it's I'm not asking them. Maybe I'm not putting myself out there. So since I shared with you guys my trends in my progress, but my crash, I say crash, it's really dramatic. It wasn't a crash. It was, like my weak leg, people quit. Coaches went elsewhere, okay? It happens. So my first response last year when these fallouts started to happen is I started to do 3 things. First, I made the mistake, dip. It was a dip. I made the mistake of pointing at everybody else. So if you, in your business, feel paralyzed because you're like, I don't know how to rebuild. I don't know how to get over this hump. I feel so frozen right now and fear this is going to happen again. I'm embarrassed to even talk about this dip in my business. Dip is such a better word, fallout, because my business did not fall apart. Like, we're living on this income and it's absolutely phenomenal. But it was a dip because that's what happens in the economy, right? Like, every business is going to have ups and downs. And if you were in the season of down and you're trying to rebuild, you have to go through a 3-step recovery process. I'm so proud to tell you that I have graduated from this 3-step program. First step, you are going to blame everybody else. And you need to recognize that. When you have a dip, your first reaction is to blame and to point and say, well, what did they do wrong? They didn't follow through. I'm so mad at them. My team is doing this. My customers aren't showing up, and I'm doing everything right, and I'm doing what I'm told, but them. Okay? The second step, you're going to make the mistake of then saying, you know what? I'm going to humble myself. It's not them, it's me. I must be a bad leader. What am I doing wrong? What are they doing better than me? Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I was like in this fantasy land and I thought that this would be great and I thought that I could build this business, but it's just not working out for me. So you start saying, it's me, and I'm not capable. And it's just not going to work out for me. And you might start being tempted to look at other things. And I want you to know now that that is simply the process of recovering from a dip. It is so silly how big of a deal that I made it, or that you might be making it, because it's easy to look left and to look right. But if you just keep your head down and you say, it's not them, it's not me, it just is. It just is. It's not them, it's not me, it just happens. It just is. The 3 steps. So the last thing as far as recovering from this kind of dip is you need to just take a deep breath. One of my favorite words is Selah. Okay? So in the Bible, and if you guys, are believers or whatever your faith is, for me personally, I enjoy reading and following those teachings. And so in the book of Psalm, there is this word over and over and over called Selah. And it means take a break. They're singing, they're rejoicing, they're celebrating, and then all of a sudden they have to take a break. I live by this quote, love fast, live slow. And on the live slow side of that quote, it's one of the things that I can just take a deep breath and say, you know what? The sky is not falling. Everything is fine. I feel kind of confused right now, but what do I need to do to rebuild, to reignite this fire, to restart this engine that I had, to renew myself in the passion that I had, because I'm kind of scared. I'm kind of nervous. I'm kind of exhausted, because you were up and then you were down and then you're up and then you're down. But if you are a business owner, you are going to 100% have emotional turbulence. So to become a CEO of your business, you have got to prepare for that emotional turbulence, because eagles fly faster when there's turbulence. Muscles grow faster when you burn them. Just like my doctor told me about my son's fever the other day. When you have a fever, It means that your body is taking care of the problem. It means that your body is fighting that virus. So if you feel the burn in your business, if you feel the growing pains, if you feel the turbulence, just like Miguel said during the first video, it means that you're doing something right. It means that you're about to bust through. Have you guys heard of the analogy of the lobster and the shell? And so lobsters, they grow and they have this hard shell and they get uncomfortable. And they start to wiggle and wobble, and they're like, it's really tight. It feels really claustrophobic in here. But in order for them to continue to grow, they have to bust out of that shell that is uncomfortable. So you have to ask yourself, in your business, are you just allowing yourself to be okay with where you are financially because it's safer, because it's less risky, because you don't want your heart to break maybe again because of dips? But what I want to show you and remind you is that everybody has dips. And it's not them, it's not you, it just is. Now, are there things and there's skills that we can do to improve? Yes, I think that is a part of being a CEO. What you can do when you have a dip is you can, oh, this is so exciting to me because I want people to just overcome this, like not let it be an obstacle. But when you have a dip, look back and say, okay, I'm going to be a big girl, I'm going to be a big boy, and I'm going to figure this out. So if you are wanting to fly from point A to point B, there's a couple of steps when you are booking a flight. Like my husband and I, we're way behind in booking a flight to Dominican Republic next month. Whoops. So right now, what we're deciding is where we are now. We are in Florida. Where we want to go, Punta Cana. How much money we want to spend to get there, and how long do we want to take to get there. You can ask yourself those same 4 questions in any goal that you ever have. Where are you now? Where do you want to go? How much money do you want to spend? And how long do you want to take to get there? If you ask yourself those 4 questions, you can set any goal realistically you ever want to achieve in this business, in your life, anything. So for me, where I am now is the first step to on your road to recovery from rebuilding. Where are you now? Own it. Don't be ashamed. Do not hide behind a dip, because it's totally normal. It is totally normal. Where do you want to go? I want to earn this much. I want to achieve this much. I want to be here by Summit. I want to bring my team to this level of success by this date. Write it in the sand. If you guys haven't read 12-week goal, I encourage you to do that. So set a 12-week goal. Where are you now? Where do you want to go? How long do you want to take to get there? 12 weeks? 12 weeks maybe? And then, you know, are you going to spend money to get there? What is your, I say money, what are you willing to spend? It doesn't have to be monetary. It could be time, nights, sacrifices. Scotty had an excellent video I watched it last night, but an excellent video yesterday about the sacrifices that he made to build his business. So what are you willing to spend? What are you willing to give? So I want you guys to identify, what is that? You ain't showing me that right now. My husband's home and he's distracting me. So what are you willing to spend to get to where you want to go? If you are a fellow rebuilder, I got you. You're not alone. Let's not be embarrassed. Let's not be ashamed, because a lot of times we see these big groups like this, and we see 5,000, 6,000 people in these groups. We see 80,000 people in Bombshell Dynasty, and it's unbelievable because as the tide rises, all of the ships rise. But what if you're doing the work? What if you're showing up? And what if you're like, but why am I not building? And why are my trends not where I want it to be? And my challenge to you is this. Go back to phase 1. That's what I had to do. I had to go back to phase 1. I had to recreate that honeymoon stage in my life. I had to recreate that excitement and that why and that passion and say, you know what? No more blaming them. No more blaming me. I am capable. It's no one else's fault. I'm going to take ownership of my business. I'm going back to phase 1. So let yourself not be distracted. Don't be distracted by shiny objects. If you are in a season of rebuilding your business, of rebuilding your team, not because you crashed, not because you're at ground zero, but just because you had a dip. Just because you had a little roller coaster, don't let it weigh you down. Don't let it destroy the momentum that you're building.
Because even awesome people have to rebuild.
My husband wanted to contribute. Same, because even awesome people have to contribute sometimes. You're such a dork. Rebuilding. So,
Dynasty United Wall.
thank you, babe. That meant a lot to them. That was sweet. Okay. So if you need to rewire your brain, to not self-sabotage if you had a dip last year, the year before, or currently, wherever you are in the business, know that it's normal. Know that you're not alone. Know that you don't need to be ashamed, that you need to own it. And then you absolutely can talk about the success and your vision if some people on my team say, well, I can't talk about the coaching side because I haven't had a lot of success financially. And my response to them is tell people where you're going. It excites people. It excites people to know where you're going, and people better get on your train. People better get on your train because you are headed somewhere, and in 5 months they're going to regret it. Another book that I really like is The Energy Bus. The Energy Bus. John Gordon, something like that. Anyways, it's a really, really quick listen. I listened to it for like an hour on audiobook, but the Energy Bus is talking about you. It doesn't matter what anyone else feels and do, but you can change your energy, change your position and posture, put your shoulders back and say, I am headed somewhere, and my life is going in this direction, and I'm inviting you to get on my bus. But if you are not on my bus, and if you're weighing me down, you're off my bus. Peace out. So you want to be the CEO of your business, not just the chief executive officer, but the chief energy officer. That is how you can rebuild. Reignite your energy, your passion. Take off the blame, take off the insecurity. Go through those 3 steps of recovery that I mentioned. It's not about them, it's not about you, it just is. I loved what Brittany said in her video about your income potential is only going to grow as deep as you're willing to serve. So if you have your hands open, you're going to be able to serve your customers and coaches much, much more. And you are going to see that fulfillment in your heart be satisfied. You are going to feel content and satisfied and full if you have your hands open, serving the people that you're working with, not being distracted by trying to keep up with the Joneses, not being distracted by not being where you projected to be. Because did you know on Inc.com that they said that 95% of small business owners, 95% of small business owners do not achieve their projected growth. That's reality. 95% is a very, very high percent. And they said that 95% of small business owners do not hit their projected growth within the first year. Now, am I saying it's not possible? That would be so limiting. It absolutely is possible. But if your goal is to make $500 a week and you start making $350 a week and you feel like you're never going to get there, that's small-mindedness. Shoot for 600, shoot for 800, shoot for 1,000. Because your success, like Brittany said, I love this, is going to be directly linked to how many people you're serving, how open you are to giving of yourself, how open you are to bringing people up with you and not competing, not discouraging, not belittling, not comparing, not skipping the basics, and not trying to think that you outgrew phase 1. At any point, if somebody thinks that they are too big for their britches and that they are too good to be in phase 1, they're going to see a dip. I could see it. In my income trends that I showed you, I didn't get into every single detail. But if you ask me one-on-one, I can tell you every single one of those dips that I went through. I know why. I know why. Not all of it was in my control, but I know how I could have done better. I know that I have learned from those dips, and there's a lot of things you can't control in this business, but once you are acting like a boss, you're acting mature enough as an adult to run a small business, then you can look at this hindsight and say, that is why. I was focused on the wrong things here. I was focused on the wrong things here. I was lazy here. I wasn't consistent in my programs here. I wasn't getting results here. I skipped my invites this month. You notice the trends and the gaps. That's good. I don't know. What are you doing? I'm going to have to tell you if you match or not. I don't know matching. My husband wanted me to ask me if his green shorts match his blue shirt. I don't know. I'm not a fashionista. So I guess that could have been like exciting or depressing, because you're like 95% of people don't achieve their goals. That's baloney. That's not what I said. If you think that's what I said, then listen to this next part, okay? Because like I said, there will be emotional turbulence in this business. But the exciting part is what's projected. The exciting part is the potential. And the exciting part is, even though your business and the economy might have a roller coaster effect, that if you're going to choose any career to have in the whole entire world, this is the right one. I'm very confident in that. I'm very, very excited that I have the winning business, that I have the winning industry, that I have the winning company, and that I am on a winning team. Did you know, here's some more stats for you guys, that 15%, and this is only for women. I know there's a lot of guys in here. I don't know your stats. I don't know your stats because I'm a girl, so I research girl stuff. That 15% of women in the U.S. earn $100,000 a year. That's really awesome. You know the mind-blowing thing that is out of my mind, that is like the most empowering feeling in the world, that out of those 15% of women, 85% of those women are earning that income through network marketing. What? 15% of women in the U.S. earn $100,000 or more a year. Out of that 15%, 80% of those women are doing it through this industry. I just think that that's amazing. I think that that's empowering. I think that's only to like, I think that would be, I just don't know how that can not get you excited. Maybe I'm a dork. Maybe I'm a business dork. I don't know. The average income in a home business is $59,000. Okay, so what we see is on the Bombshell Dynasty, you are so full of life. Thank you, Becky. You're so sweet. I'm apparently really distracted too. We see this industry, and we see this. We see Bombshell Dynasty. We obviously, our leader, our fearless leader, is the top earner in the entire company. That's exciting. That's empowering. We know it's possible. But what if our trends aren't matching that? Is it us? What's happening? Why can't we get there? Okay. But if the average income within direct selling, if the average income within network marketing is $59,000, that's a really amazing income. What's cool is that our team, the average is going to be even higher because other people have done it. And when the tide rises, all the ships raise. So you know the potential is even greater than that. But don't put yourself down, and don't be discouraged that you haven't achieved that in 6 months, because everyone has a different journey. And maybe you internally aren't strong enough to have that. Maybe the world knows that you are not going to be a good steward of that money if you earn it quickly. So they're waiting for you to grow as a person before you're going to achieve that level of success. I know that's kind of a weird thought, right? But last year when I was shooting for 10-star for the second time, third time's a charm. I'm going to try again this year. But I was going for a 10-star qualification for the second time last year. We got through 5 weeks in 1 day. And then I had 2 of my diamonds quit and go to another MLM. Okay? So I was 6 days shy of achieving 10-star diamond. It happens. It just is. It just is. Now, I'm not going to like sit here and cry about it or relive it. But what I'm telling you is that no matter the goal, no matter the shortcoming, no matter what you think you wanted to be at this point, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm trying to gather my thoughts here because I was chasing a rabbit hole. But where was I going with the 10-star thing? I was going somewhere, guys. If you can read my mind better than I can, educate me. I'm gonna bundle that up and put it over here because I don't know where I was going. It felt good. Like, it felt like it was gonna be a good point, but then I lost it. It's gone. It's gone. I got nothing. So, home-based business, here's another statistic. Home-based business report says there's an 85% success rate in small businesses, but only a 5% success rate when there's a retail or restaurant. So if you have the DNA to be an entrepreneur, if you have the DNA to build your own business, they say there's a 5% success rate when you're trying to do that through retail or a boutique or a restaurant, but there's an 85% success rate when somebody's doing a home-based business. That was a home-based business report that I read yesterday. So what do you do? What do you do when you are wanting to rebuild? Okay, you need to reignite your fire. You need to reignite your why. You need to reignite this passion. Get out of your head. You just need to get out of your head. Anything that you're tempted to think, anything that you're tempted to say, if it's going to belittle yourself, if it's going to put yourself down, like if you start with an insult to yourself of, well, here's what I'm making, and I know it's not a lot, and I wanted to be this, but I'm not yet, and I'm only a diamond coat. If you're starting with that kind of negativity and insulting of yourself, then you're not taking ownership and pride of saying, here, this is where I am right now, but this is exciting because that means I'm going to have a solid foundation to go here next. Because it doesn't matter. Like, you have to know where you are to know where you're going. Just like the analogy of buying a flight, you have to know point A to get to point B, and you have to ask yourself a couple of questions. What are you willing to spend, and when do you want to get there? The first step to recover is to go through the recovery process. You're going to blame others, then you're going to blame yourself, and then you need to wash yourself of that. You need to say, wait, that was so silly, that was so immature, that was not having a CEO mindset. So instead of blaming others, instead of blaming myself, I need to look at this hindsight and say, what can I do now to fix it? And my suggestion to you is to stay in phase 1, to get back to phase 1. How are you going to be in phase 1? What does that look like? Getting back to your 4 vital behaviors. I know that is, I know. Like everyone talks about the basics. Everyone talks about going through the posting valuable content. Everyone talks about, sending out the invites. But are you actually doing that? You might be hosting groups every single month, but are you really engaged in those groups? Are you really offering value and excitement and energy in those groups so your customers get the excitement and leadership from you? Are you serving your customers like you said that you would through your post? Or were you just trying to make a sale? I had to ask myself these hard questions too, and I have to continue to ask myself these hard questions. But I don't want you just to talk about rebuilding. I don't want you to whine about rebuilding. I don't want you to blame anybody or yourself. I don't want it to paralyze you. I want you to accept what it is. I want you to accept your business today for where you are. Be excited about it, knowing how you've grown. Be excited about it because the stronger person you are for having gone through a little dip, it doesn't matter. We all go through it. It should not paralyze us, okay? And if you haven't already read this, the Energy Bus, talking about the Chief Energy Officer, is a really great, very quick personal development book that can kind of refresh your head on the posture that you need to have when you're building this business, and not to let outside sources interfere with where you're going, with the destination that you're after, and to reignite your passion. I shared with you guys a picture of me pointing at a map. You guys remember yesterday? That map hangs on in my kids' toy room, and I'm going to share it with you guys. I have this relentless passion to travel the world. I have this unquenchable desire to just it's going to be so silly, to just live small and travel. I want to live outside of the four walls of my home. I want to just pick up a backpack and take my family and go. I want the freedom to do that. I used to live in Germany. I'm an Army brat, and I've not been back. I was there when I was in first grade. My family have been through life since then. My dad had cancer. Anyways, we've had family stuff, and it would mean so much to me to go back to Europe, to see my home as a little girl. I remember the smells of Germany. I remember the chocolate. I remember walking down the sidewalk to my kindergarten school with my mom. I remember speaking the language fluently. I remember walking into grocery stores and having to put my little quarter in the cart and just walking through. I remember trying Tic Tacs for the first time in Germany. I remember hearing trumpets on the balconies of apartments because the wall just came down. We were living there in 1989 when the wall came down. I remember these things, and I'm getting chills thinking about it because I want to go back. So there's a lot of different seasons of whys in my business. When I first started this business, my why was to get out of corporate America and to come home. And then it was to help my husband stay home. And now it's to help my mom retire. But guys, what's reignited my passion lately is I look at that map and I'm like, babe, I want to be so financially taken care of. I want to create so much wealth where we're able to offer those experiences to our kids, where we can go to Europe and go skiing on the Swiss Alps, where I can give my kids this fun experience where they can realize that there's life outside of our home and that not everybody has it like we do, or people have it better than we do. I want them to have a full, clear, exciting world perspective, and I know that me working hard and me showing up every single day and me getting out of my way could provide that life and that experience for my kiddos, because I really believe in experiential learning. And I could show them a picture on the map and say, hey babe, we're going to go there one day. We're going to taste that spaghetti. We're going to go there. We're going to climb that mountain. We're going to go there. We're going to see that castle on the Rhine River. But until they see it in person, they won't really know what the world is and what is out there, and expanding their mindset to say, wow, I can't wait to think big and to dream big and to travel the world. And that is what has reignited my passion lately. So if you had this amazing month last month because of Team Cup, that's incredible. You're probably on a high. If you had an okay month, however your team is doing, you might scale up from 1 to 10, how your emotions are today. But in order for you to reignite your passion, you need to stay in phase 1. You need to have a reason to fight for it. And why is kind of it seems like an elementary thing to talk about. But maybe your why is kind of dulled down. Maybe you achieved part of your why and it's not really waking you up in the morning anymore. Maybe you succeeded in it and then it reverted a little bit. Reignite your fire. Reignite why you want freedom through this business. And Think about what it's going to taste like, what it's going to feel like, the weather, what you're going to wear, what your family's face is going to look like when they experience it for the first time. Think about what it's going to feel like to burn up that credit card letter saying that you are no longer in debt. Think about what it's going to feel like to look at your budget and no longer have that car payment. Talk to your husband about how amazing it's going to feel to be able to afford a babysitter every single month to go on a hot date so you can keep that spice alive in your marriage. Like, visualize it. Look at it. Think about what it's going to smell like, what it's going to sound like. Think about like the faces of your family. Think about not just today and right now, but like how your hard work and your focus and your being a CEO of your business is going to do for generations down the road, for your kids when they go to college, for your kids when they start their careers, and they're going to go back and they're going to say, wow, Mom, I'm really glad that you worked so hard because you taught me work ethic, you taught me belief, you taught me that there's no ceiling on my potential, and now I'm going to go and do something radical with my life because you paved the way. I would love to be that kind of catalyst in my family's life, but it starts with now. It starts with getting out of our head. So when we have these feelings of paralyzing fears, of paralyzing doubts, of paralyzing emotions because we feel defeated at times, get out of it. Don't even let those thoughts get in your head. Fight those negative emotions as hard as you can because there is life outside of a dip. I quoted Cher. I quoted Cher and I was like, is there life outside of love? You guys know, I'm not going to sing it. I got no voice. But she has this song like, do you believe in life after love? Do you believe in life after an income dip? Heck yes. Heck yes we do. And we have to go fight for it. And it doesn't mean comparing yourself to Susie Q and Johnny Cash. But you need to focus on you and your business. It doesn't matter what anyone else is doing. Figure out where you are. Figure out where you want to go and run after it. Okay? I don't know why I'm on this music quoting kick, but to sign off, I'm going to sign off with some Selena Gomez and show you guys how teeny bopper I am. So, her song, If You Want It, Come and Get It. Alright, so that's really cheesy. So I ruined that crescendo. I wish I could have ended with a bigger pow. But that's all I got. Alright, so if you want it, go and get it. If you want success, if you want income, if you want to turn around your business, go and get it. Nobody's stopping you but you. Phase 1. Stay in phase 1. You are never going to outgrow phase 1. If you got too big for your britches and you coasted and you thought you got comfortable because people say, well, you work really hard for a couple of years and then you're able to relax a little bit, negative. Absolutely negative. Because you are not entitled, guaranteed success once you get to a certain part. You have to keep fighting for it if you want to continue to grow. Unless you're willing to plateau, unless you're willing to dip a little bit, you cannot get out of phase 1 if you want to continue to climb your road to success. Don't get out of it. Okay? That's all I got. That's all I got. Comment below, just so we can have some interaction, if you feel like you need to go through those 3 steps of recovery. And I would love to know your why. I would love for you to spend like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 hours, whatever, today, to figure out what do you need to reignite in your business. Like what fire do you need to light in you again? Do you have a passion anymore? Do you has something been smothered? Have you been blaming others? Have you been blaming yourself? You need to remove that weight off of your shoulders and move into the next phase of recovery after a dip. And choose why you're going to fight for. And I would love to know. Post it below. Confess it. Own it. Claim it. What is your why right now? I shared with you guys my why is to take my family to Germany, is to take my family to Europe, is to travel the world and just to see a bunch of amazing things and smells and cultures and people and speak German because I speak German. Like I want that. So what is your why? What's going to wake you up in the morning and make you stay in phase 1 and not be frozen in fear, but be excited for where you're going because you know that nothing is keeping you from any level of income success that you want to achieve. Okay? I don't know you guys, but I love you guys. I hope that was helpful. Okay? Post your whys below. And tag your sponsor or your success partner. I'm sure that would actually reignite their passion as well to give them something even harder to fight for. That's all I got, guys. Happy Tuesday.